Okay, I can't imagine this is going to work, but I got rid of a bunch of
I
mods.
was born 87 years ago.
Okay, well, it kind of
For
shows in your face.
65 years, I've ruled as Tamriel's emperor.
Not me.
But for all these years, I've never been the ruler of my own dreams.
Well, nobody is.
I have seen the gates of Oblivion.
We have two.
Beyond which no
coming
waking
on
eye may
20
see.
years.
Behold, in darkness, a doom sweeps the land.
No, Doom is a different Bethesda game. Let's get things straight. Stay focused on this one. We hired you to give an intro to the Elder Scrolls IP Oblivion, not Doom.
This is the 27th of Last Seed, the year of Akatosh 433.
433.
These are the closing days of the Third Era and the final hours of my life.
I'm still writing 432 on my checks. Bethesda Game Studio presents looking nice right here on your favorite YouTube channel, Poorly Aged Sarcastic PC Witty Gamer channel, where you're falling in love in stereo. Now, I don't even know if it's going to get to the character creation menu. So I'll watch for a few seconds, but not forever, because it looks like it's not going there. I'm tired of dumbing down my Oblivion install to get this stupid thing to work. But it's not gonna load the character creator. So, and of course, it's not going to tell me why it's not going to do that. But I will spare you the agony of having to wait here for 2 hours for it to load when it's not going to load. I'll be Bach or Beethoven or some composer. Okay, I am your poorly aged sarcastic PC witty gamer, and I have an update for you. I have not given up. This is the beginning of Season 4, and we're hoping to actually get a character out into the world that can do things and all of that. My motto is, if at first you don't succeed, keep failing again and again and again and again and again. Let's take a look at our character, because I had to create a new one. Do you have a face? There you go. I created another Redguard. This one, I used an Oblivion name generator, and then I picked one that I liked. So this is Syria Al-Serene, I guess. Al-Serene? I don't know. But she's a Redguard woman with purple hair, as usual. And she is ready to start her game.
Wake up, pretty Redguard. Ah, there you are. How do you like your cell, huh?
It's okay.
Roomy enough for you? I can't even imagine what it's like for you.
Try.
No more sunshine, no more open seas, just a box and a dirty beam of light for the rest of your life.
What?
Bet you're glad it won't last long, huh? Oh, didn't you know? No one ever leaves this prison alive. You're going to die in here, Redguard. Die.
If nobody leaves this prison alive, why is he so excited
The
about
guards are
that?
coming for you.
Now she has everything in common with the last one.
They're dead, aren't they?
Absolutely.
I don't know that, sire. The messenger only said they were attacked.
No, they're dead. I know it.
Then why did you bother
What's
to
this
ask?
prisoner doing here? This cell is supposed to be off limits.
Usual mix-up with the watch.
Never mind.
The
Get
watch
that gate open.
usually mixes
Stand back,
things
prisoner.
up.
We won't hesitate to kill you if you get in our way.
What are they?
No sign of
DEI hires?
Stay
Good.
put, prisoner.
Let's go. We're not out of this yet.
Now, as you see,
You. I've seen you.
there's 3 guards here.
Let me see your face.
Yeah, sure.
You are the one from my dreams. Then the stars were right. And this is the day. Gods give me strength.
There's only one god. That's what you first need to know. You look familiar. Do we have any DNA in common? Well, we probably have a lot of DNA in common. I've heard atheists say that we have 70% of the DNA of a peach tree. So, you know, what's going on?
Assassins attacked my sons, and I am next.
Lucky
my
you.
blades are leading me out of the city along a secret escape route. By chance, the entrance to that escape route leads through your cell.
I don't believe in coincidence. Comes with believing in one God and all of that. You know, my mother sketched someone that looked a lot like you. She said he was my father. Do you remember a certain consort with a Redguard woman about 22 years ago? Oh, and why am I in jail?
Perhaps the gods have placed you here so that we may meet.
You said it was by
As
chance.
for what you have done, it does not matter. That is not what you will be remembered for.
Well, I think you're hoping you don't get remembered for what you have done either. Because you knocked my mother up and then abandoned her. By the way, it seems like you can't decide whether you're a guy or a girl wearing up that frilly clothing and all that. Who are you?
I am your emperor, Uriel Septim. By the grace of the gods, I serve Tamriel as her ruler. You are a citizen of Tamriel, and you too shall serve her in your own way.
Wait a minute. You're saying you've been living like a billionaire emperor of some sort? Well, I was scrounging for food? While I grew up penniless? I can go my own way, go my own way.
So do we all. But what path can be avoided whose end is fixed by the almighty gods?
You can't
Please,
have
sire,
more.
we must keep moving.
It's illogical to say that there's more than one almighty God. If you're almighty, you have all the power,
Better not close this one. There's no way to open it from the other side.
which means there are no other gods.
Looks like this is your lucky day. Just stay out of our way.
But I need to teach you about logic, because he said almighty gods, which makes no sense. Now apparently the one across the way doesn't want to talk to me. So you notice there were 3 soldiers one emperor. She said this has to be kept open because there's no way to get back through there. Wish I'd known about it before. All the weeks when I was in my cell and didn't even have a bucket to, well, you know. I should practice my skills while I'm doing this. I do want to thank them for not taking the handcuffs off of me. I mean, it's very sweet of them. I thought I might. And I know this isn't the most exciting thing ever, but I thought I might look around, get my bearings, and work on my skills before I... And I'd like to taunt that guy across the way, but I can't. This lock cannot be picked. You need a key. So I got rid of a bunch of mods, especially big mods, or anything that I thought might be interfering with my ability to just play the game, you know. Don't worry, we're gonna go after Daddy in a moment. I just thought maybe I could level up my healing, but my restoration, but it doesn't look like it, does it? Okay, when my magic comes back up, I will... You know what? There's something in my... And I want to test it. It is from a mod. Now, I think if I tried to teleport to Battlehorn Castle, everything would crash and burn. It's doing it anyway. Oh no! Oh no!
Looks like this is your lucky day. Just stay out of our way.
So, I'm back. We have to redo some of this section because, of course, I summoned a merchant while I was in the tutorial and it crashed it to the desktop. I almost never crash in the tutorial dungeon. And this time I did. Because I stupidly tested that out. I don't know what I was thinking. It's not like I think this is a real stable game and everything's gonna be cool.
Close up left. Protect the Emperor.
The captain's down.
Are you all right, sire? We're clear for now.
Captain Reno?
She's dead. Sorry, sire, but we have to keep moving.
They don't seem that concerned about Captain Reno. But at least we know, she said we have to keep this door open. As you see, it is closed. So maybe she was killed for being a liar. Right here on your favorite YouTube channel, the poorly aging Sarcastic PC Witty Gamer channel. And if you're saying to yourself, Self, he doesn't seem to care much about Captain Reno. Well, I just met her. We started out
here, prisoner. Don't try to follow us.
with 3 Blades and 1 Emperor. Now we got 2 Blades. They're not doing a very good job keeping him safe. They can't even keep themselves safe. Notice they're wearing Mythic Dawn hoods. Because the game kind of pretends that this is a mystery about who's after the Emperor, but there's actually no mystery to it at all. And just to bring you up to speed, although to you, not a lot of time has passed, I actually waited a day and took out some mods and everything before continuing. So this is Cyrira al-Serene. She's a Redguard woman. Doesn't have a birth sign yet, or a class. She will very soon now, because that's part of what happens in the tutorial. And we are in the tutorial, ladies and gentlemen. Are you excited? Yeah, neither am I. I'm kidding, folks. This is the most exciting thing ever. I thought there was another rat here. Oh, there you are, other rat. Thank you for showing up. Now here, you see a skeleton. It's a bunch of bones. There's nothing on the skeleton. Yet, when you search the skeleton, it says he's wearing rough leather boots, rough leather cuirass, rough leather gauntlets, rough leather helmet. I say he. I don't know whether it's a he or a she, but because it's a bunch of bones. Let's put on some clothing, shall we? We actually shall, yeah. And we're going to go with the light armor. We could go with Captain Renault's, Blades armor. But the reason I'm not doing it is you get good at in this game what you train with. I mean, what you use in the game, I should say. And so, since I want to use light armor throughout the game, I need to use light armor now so that I can train. By using it, I can get better at using it. Now let me show you how the archery works, because it will come into our play style a bit. We're not going to be an archer mainly, but there will be times when we will need these skills. So you have to equip both the bow and the arrow. In most games, if you equip the bow, it would know to use the arrows. Or if you equip the arrows, it would know to use the bows. But first, there's a wider variety of bows and arrows in this game. So if they had gone with that, they would have to have a method for the game to figure out what bow and what arrow you were talking about. Because if you're an archer and you're looting the bodies of your enemies, you know, you could easily have 20 different types of bows in this game and 22 different kinds of armors. So I see why they did it this way. It just... it seems a little wonky, but I get it. And by the way, we have to kill this bucket. It's been trying to kill us from the beginning. This is self-defense, ladies and gentlemen. So I don't want to hear from the people for the ethical treatment of buckets. It's a dangerous world out there. I've seen how that bucket looks at me. How it's always plotting my death. Now, similarly, when you run out of arrows, you obviously can't use the bow. But look at this. I'm recovering my arrows. Not every arrow in the game can be recovered, but most can. But see, now it doesn't have the arrows selected, and so still I can't use the bow. What I can do is look up there and realize, hey, I can get out of this just by climbing the rope, except it doesn't ever let me grab the rope. If I was doing, by the way, a quick start, this is probably where I'd have it kick in so that you could climb the rope, get out, you know, and get to your regular adventures. Now I gotta get reoriented. Okay, here's where the chest is. If you have a nose pick, you can pick most noses. To move the nose pick from nostril to nostril, press AD. Press W or move your mouse to move the nose pick upward into the nostril. When it reaches the top of the nostril, you will hear a metallic sound. Press space. Spress. So spress would be press and space together. Spress to secure it in place. When all nostrils are secured at the top, the nose will open. Or you could just hit auto attempt and not worry about that whole tutorial I just read to you. Just look good. More arrows. You open the door with iron key. Why would you need a key for an iron? Do you treat buckets ethically? It's a huge concern. Now what they're doing here is this chest is there so that the tutorial is subtly giving you different options. How do you want to start? Do you want to use heavy armor, light armor? Do you want to use a rusty iron war axe or Majaik? That is why these chests are here and why they have different things in them. The last time we played, there was somebody down here. I believe he was a Breton. But I don't know what mod added the Breton. But it looks like I may have removed that mod. I have had to remove a lot of mods just to try and wrestle stability of this game back. And with the mod descriptions not being in depth enough, often it's hard to figure out what mod could be affecting, you know, whatever area where you're crashing or all that. It's gotten so bad with fast travel, I almost always crash to the desktop if I attempt to use fast travel. And so I actually looked to put in a mod that would make fast travel not even a possibility. But although I found such a thing for other Bethesda games, I have not found one yet for The Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered. And it is just so tempting. You know, for the other kinds of no fast travel mods, people were making fun of the author and saying, if you don't want to use fast travel, just don't use it. Well, the truth is, it's very tempting. When you know how far something is that you need to get to from where you are, it's just... Some people cannot resist the temptation, and I am some people sometime. Also, if you have fast travel disabled, that's just one other thing that cannot go wrong in your game, because there's no possibility the game would think you were trying to fast travel. And I went down from well over 300 mods to, I think, about, it's 180 or less. And all of the ones I like the most, like Lived In, which is a huge mod and all that, I thought, well, this might be affecting things the most. And so I had to get rid of the really big ones. And then in the future, I'll test, you know, you may think this is about the death of the Emperor and how to save the Empire and close the Oblivion Gates and all that. It's really about how to create a stable system to play out those fantasies. So, a lot of people who add mods to games spend a great deal of time tinkering, trying to get that perfect balance, the things you want from mods without any of the instability. But with this game, running in Real Engine 5 and being a Bethesda game, it's already unstable. And so a lot of times when you have a crash, you don't know whether it was caused by bugs in the original game, bugs that were introduced by the remaster, your mods. You know, there's a lot of things that could cause things to go wrong. That's also one of the reasons I don't tend to rag on Bethesda as much as some other people do. These are big games. They have a lot of systems in them. And it's a miracle that it works at any time. Now, don't get me wrong. They've had 20 years to get rid of the bugs of this game. And for the most part, they haven't done that, because they've been working on other projects, other games to sell to us. I think game companies need to release games that work, do what they expect, and that it should be very rare. You know, in the beginning of my gaming career, it was really rare to find a bug in a game. But the more time has gone on, and this is with some companies more than others, the more they release things and then patch them afterwards, which is something that just didn't happen most of the time I've been playing games. Get this, the companies created the games, then they tested them so thoroughly there was no such thing as post-patch releases. Those were invented much later. So like you play Pac-Man, it just works. You play Frogger, you play Asteroids, Defender. And even the early PC games, Text Adventures, Infocom, all that, they didn't put out patches, they didn't need to. They actually took care that their games would work as intended. Now it's just expected. A company's going to put out a game. They might put it out in early access, which means they haven't even completed making the features for it. But whether they release it in early access or not, it's just understood that we're the guinea pigs. We're paying for them to test their games on us. And so companies aren't so much castigated for putting out games with bugs in them. They're absolutely praised for spending years and years putting out patches that fix the bugs that are in their games. Seems like people don't even think about anymore the fact that they put out these buggy games in the first place and that they had to be patched. They're just so happy to get those patches that they tell you how wonderful a company is who's put out a good game with a lot of issues in it that should have, you know, been fixed before release. But they put out patches that work on them. And most companies will not patch something like forever. There's a few notable exceptions. Like when CD Projekt Red put out Cyberpunk 2077, they kept patching it and patching it. They added new content that was free in these patches. They got rid of bugs and things like that. And the most famous one I could think of is No Man's Sky. When it released, it was almost nothing like what had been promised in the sales stuff. And so that company spent years, I think it's called Hello Games or something, spent years making the game right and adding content, which was free. Okay, it wants us to make a potion, so I will show you how to make a potion. Combine ingredients with similar effects to create potions and poisons. Your alchemy skill will make your creations more powerful. The more potions you create, the higher your alchemy skill will increase, actually. Use additional apparatuses to improve the strength of the potions you create. Now, the key here is combine ingredients with similar effects to create potions. I never noticed that similar effects thing before. And it makes all the difference in the world. It takes it from being just randomly throwing ingredients together and see what you get to actually being something you could work with. So let's go damage, fatigue. damage fatigue. See, we've got 2 with damage fatigue in them. And we just added a damage health to it. And a damage health. And we will call it, ouch, you're breaking my heart, ouch, we're falling apart, ouch, ouch. Now, this is a poison, so the way you use poisons is you dip your arrows in them, or your blades, your sword, whatever, and then when they strike your target, the effect will be applied to the person whom you're fighting. So like, this one will damage fatigue at 19 points for 1 second when that arrow hits the opponent or that war axe or whatever you're using. It will also damage health for 12 points for 1 second. And so you see, I've created a potion, given it a name that I wanted to have, so a unique name. The game didn't tell me what I have to call it. And this will work on my alchemy skill a little bit for each one I create. Now I remove those and we'll see if we can do anything about restoring stuff. Restore fatigue, and restore health. So we can call this Vitamax, because we don't want to say Vitamix because that's a company name. So we'll call it Vitamax. And there you go. We have created 4 ouches and 1 Vitamax. You're welcome. And our alchemy has increased to 6. Now, the more you level, the harder it is to increase your skills, so that the game gets more and more challenging and exciting. Now, this is very early on. Remember, we're in a dungeon. So we haven't picked our burst sign yet, or our skills. But let's see where those skills are right now. Armor 5, we haven't used armor at all yet. Athletics, that's jumping around, running and things, we have a 15. Blade 15. Block 5. Blunt 15. Hand to hand 5. Heavy armor 10. And remember, we haven't really wore heavy armor. This is probably because we're a Redguard, because Redguards favor heavy armor. So a lot of these attributes aren't even things we worked on yet in the game. They're because of who we chose to be, a female Redguard. Alchemy 6. Alteration 5. Now, I can get into a whole thing about whether races have differences and genders have differences. I was backed into a corner and had to talk about that yesterday on Discord. But in this game, they do. Being an orc instead of a Redguard isn't just you look different. It means you have different affinities, different play styles that are favored more, meaning you can build up your skills in them faster. We're 6 at destruction, and destruction is what we're going to use the most against our enemies, so we need to build that up. 5 in illusion, 5 in mysticism. We're 15 in restoration, because when I created whatever her name is, I can't even remember the name of my character. Oh, Sirira al-Serene. when I created her, I worked on healing magic a little bit to demonstrate that the more you use something, the better your skill numbers get in it. And in that case, she hadn't even been hurt or anything like that, and she just keeps spamming healing spells until she's at level 15. Now, these are going to go up, by the way, when she picks a birth sign and a class. But here they are before the birth sign and the class. Now, like I said, she prefers light armor, even though she's a Redguard. Redguards aren't that adept at light armor, but my characters choose light armor, so, and she's got 10 there. Marksman, this is the archery skill. 5. Remember, we've only used the arrows against that killer bucket that was coming after us to murder us, and so that's why our marksman skill isn't very high yet. Mercantile. This will affect our ability to sell, weapons, armor, goods, foods, potions, all of that at a better price and pay less for things. Security. This affects your nose-picking skills. Sneak. Now, I do generally sneak in a game. I'm surprised the sneak is only at 5 right now. And that's because there are quests in this game that are best done if you sneak. They're more exciting if you sneak. You can get the bonuses from doing them right if you sneak. And so I'm building up my sneak all the time. If I ever get it to 100, then I won't have to build it anymore. I can just use it. But I'm building it all the time. And speechcraft. 5. She hasn't joined any factions yet. She can't. She's in the tutorial. And these are the things based on her, mainly based on her being a female and a Redguard. So she's got a strength of 50 and intelligence of 30, willpower 30, agility 40, speed 40, endurance 50, personality 30, and luck 50. Luck affects all your skills, having an effect on everything you do. That's why I favor luck in the builds I do. Personality affects how much people like you, leading to better information gathering and better trade deals. In real life, people don't really like me, and so it's nice to have an attribute in the game to get people to like me. Endurance greatly increases your maximum health and determines how quickly you regenerate health out of combat. So that's an important one. These are all important. It's just a matter of what priorities you're going to set. What are you going to put at the top? Speed determines how fast you move. Really? And they called it speed. Who would have thunk it? Agility affects the amount of damage you deal with daggers, short swords, and bows. Slightly increases your maximum fatigue and defines how quickly you regenerate fatigue. So I don't use daggers and short swords, and the bows I use are a backup to my Magica. But this would still matter to me, because if I need a bow, I need the stamina to use it. Willpower determines how quickly you regenerate Magica. Greatly increases your maximum fatigue. I don't care a lot about my maximum fatigue, but I do care how quickly I regenerate Magica. That can be the difference between life and death in a game. Intelligence determines your maximum Magica, allowing you to cast more powerful spells. Strength affects the amount of damage you deal with longswords, claymores, maces, war axes, battle axes, warhammers, and your bare hands. Defines how much you can carry and slightly increases your maximum health. So the ones that are most important to me are luck. I need good luck to be good at this. Poisonality. Willpower, because it affects the Magicka, and intelligence. I am saving often because the only way to find out if all the most egregious crashing situations are out of the game is to test it. So I'm testing it. Now, people would say, no, there's tools to do it. Xedit. Loot. Is it called loot? The sift your lists and all of that. Well, yeah, I haven't gotten any of those working yet. I've tried and they're not working in my personal setup of the Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion Remastered. So for instance, loot keeps saying it can't sort the mod list because the file in question, is it called plugins text or something like that? Anyway, it's set to read only. And guess what? Every time I go to set it to not read only, the computer immediately puts it back to read only. So I don't think this is loot's fault, but I still can't use it because of that. So there are well-established tools to let you know whether, you know, to let you know what's crashing your game or whether you're likely to have it crash. But they're either not sophisticated enough for Oblivion Remastered, or I'm not sophisticated enough to understand them, because even though I've got them working on other games, I thought maybe I could trip the tripwire with my arrows. Now I just tripped it the old-fashioned way. But I think I lost an arrow somewhere around here, and I don't see it. Now, I don't use arrows that much, so I'm not going to spend a great deal of time looking for it. So my point is, the tools exist to have a stable modded game. I just haven't gotten those tools to work for this game. There may be others that have. I mean, because I see on mod description pages all the time, mod authors or the people who use the mods saying things like, make sure to use loot on your mod list. Well, yeah, that's a great idea for Oblivion and Skyrim and any game that loot is made for. I just haven't gotten it to work with this one. I wish I had. It would save me all kinds of frustration and heartache and pain. Pine. See, the other thing about having this tutorial here, which is where you would need it, of course, the beginning of the game. But if you're not using like a quick start mod, it means if you're going to test your lineup on a new character, you have to spend some time on the tutorial going through it with your new character, which is why in the last 10 days or so I've probably started 4 characters or so. You might say that's a sign of instability, and you would be right. Now, we could argue whether it's a sign of my instability or the game's instability or some evil combination of both. Did I get hit? Oh, okay. I was going to say I need to get his staff. I do like starting new characters anyway, though, so I'm not complaining and saying, you know, feel sorry for me. I don't get to play my characters all the way through the main quest and all that. I will play some all the way through the entire game. It's just when testing for more stability, I may not get an opportunity to do that. So our lovely, you know, a professional would cut out these. By the way, I did a look at my channel last night with some AI tools, and one of the things it said was to cut out all the places where there's no commentary and no action. So that's interesting. And I remember that because I was about to say her name and then I couldn't remember her name. And it dawned on me, you know, I would look a lot smarter if I just cut out the part where I don't know her name. I could have cheated this, but I didn't. I'm showing you how the game really worked. So Cyrera al-Serene may or may not get through the main quest. It's really going to depend on how stable the game is right now with the mods that are installed. Plus her decisions too. She has a say in this. Because, you know, if she gets a really bad reputation with a faction or with people and all of that and becomes unplayable, then I would start over again anyway, and probably not with the same character. One of the beauties with this type of game is that there's so many options as who to be and all of that. So if I have to start over, I would probably, just for variety's sake, make a different character. Like maybe an Imperial or an Argonian, a Khajiit, an Orc. I did really love my last Orc character. She was really tall. I came up with an Orcish name.
Protect the Emperor until help arrives.
Help? What do you make think?
Help?
What makes you think help will look? Here they come again. Just when we begun to get our lives together. By the way, I come to this section now because it either wasn't in the 2006 version, or I never saw it in the 2006 version. And it's interesting, the main quest will not go forward until I go meet up with Daddy. I mean the Emperor. Well, he's also my daddy, but anyway, so they're just making excuses there until I get there, just so you understand what's going on
Damn it,
in
it's
the
that prisoner
background.
again. Kill her. She might be working with the assassins.
No, I am not one of
No,
them.
she is not one of them.
That's what I just
She can
said.
help us. She must help us.
She must not help you.
As you wish, sire.
You abandoned me as a
Come
baby.
closer. I'd prefer not to have to shout.
It looks like you're the one coming closer to me. It makes you want to shout.
They cannot
heels
understand why I
up.
trust you. They've not seen what I've seen. How can I explain? Listen, you know the Nine, how they guide our fates with an invisible hand.
Well, first of all, yeah, they haven't seen what you've seen, which is my Redguard mother who you fathered me with. Can you father somebody with somebody else? That would make you the father. It wouldn't make the other one. But when you use with, it makes it sound like both are in the father role, which is impossible biologically. So anyway, yeah, they don't know about my mother. I've tried to tell them, of course, that I'm your illegitimate daughter. So when you talk about the Nine, are you speaking of the Supreme Court? Do you actually have a Supreme Court over you that tests your decisions and your laws to make sure that they are fair for the people? I doubt it. You don't seem like the Supreme Court kind of guy.
I've served the Nine all my days, and I
Have you?
chart my course by the cycles of the heavens. The skies are marked with numberless sparks,
Spox?
each a fire,
What about
and
Kurtz?
every one a sign. I know these stars well, and I wonder which sign marked your birth.
What's a buff? Anyway, I've read these so many times when creating this, I'm just going to read the one for the one I'm going to take. This one is the Mage. Now, before people just get on my case and everything, for comedic purposes, I mispronounce some words in these games. Other ones I actually don't know the pronunciation of. So I say blade instead of blade, and I say mage instead of mage. Really funny stuff, huh? I bet you're peeing in your pants over that right now. You're going, well, this is the greatest entertainer on the planet. Boasting a natural talent for spellcasting, the mage grants 50 Magica, 10 intelligence, and the lesser power, Mage's brilliance, fortifying Magica, 250 points. For 30s, at the cost of damage willpower, 2 points. By the way, I've never seen the Mage's brilliance, and I've played as a Mage many times with the... So I'm using a mod that changes the birth signs. It's to build on what is in the vanilla game, but, to make it their own. So I've played as the Mage using this mod many times. I've just never even seen the Mage's brilliance. So we might want to look it up. Are you sure you want to be born under the following sign, the Mage? Well, the Emperor, Daddy Emperor, he asked me which signs marked my birth. He didn't ask when I want to be born. It's kind of idiotic to ask somebody when they want to be born, because nobody is born because they wanted to be born. Everybody's born because the Reproductive Act took place sometime in the past. So it's an idiotic question to say, are you sure you want to be born under the following sign, the Mage? I'm telling you, I was born under the sign of the Mage. I can't do anything about it, better or worse. Not that I want to, but I don't spend a lot of time worrying about things that I cannot change.
The signs I read show the end of my path.
What's a path?
My death, a necessary end, will come when it will come.
Everything comes when it will come. If you're waiting for a bus, the bus comes when it will come. Cancer comes when it will come. So it's idiotic, sir, Daddy, Emperor, to say it will come when it will come. That's just logic. And it's so logical, it's irrational to even say, my death will come when it will come. How stupid. What about me?
Your stars are not mine. Today the mage shall
Mage.
light your way on the paths of glory.
I hold my tummy a little bit, realizing I'm somewhat out of shape. Can you see my fat?
My dreams grant me no opinions of success. Their compass ventures not beyond the doors of death. But in your face I behold the sun's companion. The dawn of Akatosh's bright glory may banish the coming darkness.
What's
with such
darkness?
Hope, and with the promise of your aid, my heart must be satisfied.
Yeah, I didn't promise you anything. You knocked up my mother, abandoned her, while living in an imperial palace as a billionaire. And we had to scrape to get by. There's no reason for me to help you. But back to talking about genetics and our bodies and all of that, and fat, you know, which you didn't answer about my fat. Aren't you afraid to diet?
No trophies of my triumphs precede me, but I have lived well, and my ghost shall rest easy. Men are but flesh and blood. They know their doom, but not the hour.
Let's not talk
In
about
this,
doom.
I am blessed to see the hour of my death, to face my apportioned fate, then fall.
Oh yeah, that's such a blessing. You're so lucky you know the hour of your death and all of that. Hey, why did you bring the Blades with you? If you're so accepting of the fact that you're going to die tonight, why bring bodyguards? I mean, think about it. When you came into my cell, you had 3 bodyguards and 1 of you. Now, you've gotten one of those bodyguards killed for no reason, since you supposedly accept your death. Why did you put Captain Renault in danger? And on top of that, where are we going?
I go to my grave. A tongue shriller than all the music calls me.
Oy.
You shall follow me yet for a while. Then we must part.
I don't know what pot is, and you're not answering my... Hey, don't walk away from me when I'm talking to you. I guess he's the Emperor. He can do what he wants, but I don't have to like it.
You may as well make yourself useful. Here, carry this torch and stick close.
That would be closely. Have you read any good books lately?
Not my favorite work, but many enjoy it.
Okay, so you didn't even mention a book
Stick
there.
close and let us do our job.
Closely.
You'll be all right.
How do you feel about the game crashing the desktop so much?
This is unbelievable. How can the gods let this happen?
Well, there's only one God, but
Stick close and
it
let us
is-
do our job.
it is a
And you'll be
tragedy.
all right.
Tell me about the Blades.
We're the Emperor's bodyguards. Our job is to get him out of situations like this. Although I admit, things are not going according to plan.
Tell me about Daddy. Uriel Septim.
My job is to make sure the Emperor gets out of here alive, and I intend to do it.
I don't think you are going to do it. Have you thought about the fact that the Emperor keeps saying he's going to die? It's like he's determined to die. But he's brought you along as well. Which is odd. That if he's already accepted his fate, that he would bring people along, unless he wants you dead too. I mean, have you thought about that? Captain Renault's dead. There's just you and Glenroy now escorting the Emperor, because I don't work for him. He abandoned me as a pup.
Stick close and let us do our job. You'll be all right.
Closely. I cannot overemphasize the need to use proper English here. Especially since I haven't played this in another language.
The
Let me catch up, people.
The Emperor is in danger!
The Emperor's always in danger.
Watch your back, Boris.
The Emperor's in danger!
That's the thing you say the most. The Emperor's in danger. The Emperor's in danger. The Emperor's in danger. A door needs a key, needs a key, needs a key. I think the biggest thing that puts the Emperor in danger is he's accepted his fate. That he's going to die tonight. But has he really? Because, again, he's got the Blades with him, which I don't see a reason. If you believe that, you know, and I know it's blasphemous to say the Almighty Gods, but he talked about the Almighty Gods. Obviously, there's only one God, for real. But if you believe the Almighty Gods have decreed that you will die tonight, why bring the Blades at all? Again, unless you want them dead too. See, there are strange things going on, I would say, under the hood, but it's not even under the hood. The clues are there, and we've ignored them for 20 years. Like, you notice nobody goes through a door? They make a door sound, and then they get beamed up on this side. And apparently they reappear on the other side. I don't know. I haven't been through this door yet. But you never see them open the door and walk through it. I don't know. Never's a long time, but they don't often open a door and walk through it like a human would. So these guys aren't even human. And you would think if you can go through doors
Hold
without
up.
opening the
I
doors,
don't like this. Let me take a look.
that you wouldn't be killable, you know. Because if you can walk through doors. Now, notice it says Iron Gate
Looks
needs
clear.
a key.
Come on.
So it
We're
needs
almost through to the
needs a
sewers.
key. So watch what Glenroy does. This is very important to understanding Oblivion properly. And this whole podcast is about understanding Oblivion properly. Because it's not what you think.
Damn it! The gate is barred from the other side. A trap!
What about that side passage back there?
Worth a try. Let's go.
Now here, this is very interesting because he calls it a trap because the gate is locked. Now, if any of the Blades had a key, of course, then they could unlock the gate and take the Emperor to safety. It's a shame none of the Blades have a key. Now, let me explain this area first. Here, an infinite number of waves of would-be assassins are going to attack. And remember, you get more skill points by using the skills. So if there were a way to stay alive, for instance, and kill 900 of these guys, you'd probably have your damage, whatever it is, like melee damage or destruction or whatever, you'd probably have it at 100 just by the time you leave this. But it takes a long time, and the Blades are very, they repeat the same lines in order to annoy you into making the main quest go forward. So I want to explain that first. I mean, I have done this one room for over 4 hours in a single setting, just slaying would-be assassins again and again and again, and proving that you totally can add to your skills doing that, and you can level them up dramatically. So, again, this is very important to understanding what Oblivion's really about. It's not what you thought all these years. Now, I'm going to go into the room where the Emperor is, but first I'm going to explain what's going to happen. So I have to go in there for the assassins to come out here. Now, the blades are both going to come out here as well, which means they said the Emperor was trapped. They said they're here to keep him safe, and yet they abandoned him to come back here and fight these waves and waves and waves of enemies. You'd think with two of them being there, they would leave one with the Emperor.
They're behind us. Wait here, sire.
And they would leave one with the Emperor and have one out here, or have them both with the Emperor so that he'd have the best chance of surviving. The point is, they're not trying to give him the best chance of surviving.
For the Emperor! Get back with the Emperor. Protect him with your life.
This means
And the Emperor!
what the
Take them
Blades say about their mission isn't true.
For the Emperor!
And by the way, on a side note, notice their steel armor of this mythic gun, and yet when they die, boom,
You thought we'd go down easy?
no steel armor, and it's on every one of them.
If you want to help, get back and protect the Emperor.
I never said I wanted to help.
Supposed to be impressed.
You thought we'd go down easy?
Easily. Now, again, this will continue forever unless I go to where the Emperor is.
Just warming up. You
I guess until the computer might crash or something.
Take
But
them down.
I've done it. Now, see, he's gotten Glenroy killed. Glenroy is now dead.
If you want to help,
So now there's an Emperor and one member of the Blades. So this whole fiasco has gotten two members of the Blades killed.
if you want to help, you thought we'd go down easy?
Over something that the Emperor says
You're
he already accepts. That he's gonna die.
Take that!
If you want to help, get back and protect the Emperor.
Now remember, I'm not that talented yet. So I shouldn't be surviving this well against
Die, you scum! If you want to
professional
help, get
assassin.
back and protect the Emperor.
Let's get this over.
And I do have to be a little careful because if I,
For the Blades
if I run out of
and
health,
the Emperor!
I would
If you want to help, get back and protect the Emperor.
die and have to start this level
Oblivion
over
take
again.
you.
Which, as much as I elongate it,
Let's
I do
get
not
this
want to
over.
start it over.
For the Blades and the Emperor! For the Emperor!
Now
For
my
the Blades
my health
and the Emperor!
and my Deika regenerate
You thought we'd go down easy?
slowly as long as I'm not getting hit at the
If
time.
you want to help, get back and protect the
I
Emperor.
don't want to help. The Emperor abandoned me as a child. This
Oblivion
seems like
take you.
a perfect time to abandon him.
If you want to help, get back and protect the Emperor.
Yeah! Now, you will.
See, they just keep telling me that I want to help or that I promise to help or things like that, which are just manipulations.
If this one's mine.
You've seen from the beginning, I did not offer to help anybody,
This one.
much less promise. These people are strangers to me, even though one of them is
For
my
the
daddy.
blades and the Emperor! Die! If you want to help, get back and protect the Emperor. That's not smart. You thought we'd go down easy?
If you haven't figured by now, Boris must have some kind of
If you want to help, get back and
Essential
protect
tag.
the Emperor.
because
You thought we'd go down
he's
easy?
fought all these baddies with me, and
If you want to help,
He hasn't
get
died
back and
at
protect
all.
the Emperor.
I don't really want to help. But thanks for asking and not listening to my answer.
Die, cur! For the blades and the Emperor! Oblivion take you! My
Now this
sword for the
becomes a
dragon!
little more challenging because my Majika is worn down. And as much as I
Die, you
enjoy
scum!
elongating
My
this scene,
blood for the Empire!
I obviously don't want to be killed off. This would be a very
This
different
one's
game
mine.
without me. But I am good looking, aren't I? Beautiful Redguard woman in her light armor. So let me
For the
explain
blades
what's going on here.
And
So
the Emperor!
every time I use destruction magic, so this fire spell, for instance, I'm getting an
This one's
infinitesimal amount
Take them down!
of skill increase in it. Every time they do something that collides with my armor, I'm getting a tiny boost to my light armor.
For the blades and the Emperor!
That's why it's worth doing it this way, even though this is
For the
very
Emperor!
repetitive, and I wouldn't ever post anything like this on YouTube, of course, because
For the blades
I don't want to bore
and the
anybody.
Emperor!
Right here on your favorite boring channel.
Die, you scum! Today!
The poorly aging, sarcastic,
Die, you
witty,
scum!
but boring PC gamer.
Oblivion take you!
You notice Glenroy died the first time he fought one of these assassins.
You thought we'd go down easy?
But Boris can fight hundreds of them and not die. Even though they're wearing the same kind of armor. And one would think would have essentially the same
Die, you scum!
skills. Yeah, I don't want to die. And quit calling me scum. Not nice.
For the Emperor! Die,
This
you
area
scum!
is getting a little crowded.
Take them down!
You notice he tells me to take him down, and other times he tells me to go be with the Emperor. Those are two contradictory orders. And even when Boris goes to where the Emperor is, he doesn't protect
For
him.
the blades and the Emperor!
Remember, This is proof that the blades were not doing what they said they were doing. By the way, you see all those
This
dead
one's
bodies just
My
jiggling up and down?
Empire. This one's mine.
At some point, they'll get so piled
This
up that
one's mine.
if I don't go off into the other room, and if I stay in this hallway, I'll just have to go to the Emperor because there'll be no place for the dead bodies to fall. I think
This
it's
one's
funny that this doesn't have any
Oblivion
limit.
take you. For the Emperor! You thought we'd go down easy?
Easily. There's a lot wrong with this thing. One is that this untrained Redguard female
Oblivion take you.
would be able to kill
You're lucky I like you.
50
Otherwise,
or 200 assassins. I don't know what the total tally will
for
be.
the
We
Emperor!
will count them as best we can in a few minutes because we are gonna move on.
For the
I
blades
was just showing
and the
that
Emperor!
what the blades are saying isn't true,
For the Emperor!
and I was trying to show you the infinite nature of this attack. You can literally be here if your computer's
For the
good
blades
enough or your
and
console.
The Emperor!
You can do this,
This
and
one's mine.
slay 900 would-be assassins. There is no limit.
You thought we'd go down easy?
It goes down easy. You know
Today
it goes
you die.
down easy. It goes down easy. You know
not
it goes
smart.
down easy.
This one's mine.
Got to pay your dues if you want to sing the blues, and you know they don't go easy.
You thought we'd go down easy?
You don't have to shout or leave about.
For
You
the
can
blades
even play
and
them
the Emperor!
easy.
Die, you scum!
Please remember,
blood for the
peace,
Empire.
that how we make
Not
it
smart. For the blades and
there
the
within
Emperor.
your heart. If you're big enough to take it, I don't
If you
ask
wanna
for
help,
much.
get back and protect the
I
Emperor.
only want trust, and you know
thought we'd go
it
down
don't
easy?
come easy. Let me know when I've made my case.
For the blades and the Emperor!
See, we're getting to where we can't even aim through the dead bodies enough to.
If you want to help, get back and protect the Emperor.
I don't want to help, okay? Quit asking if I
For
want
the
to,
blades
or assuming
and the
that I want to help.
Emperor.
I keep telling you I don't want to help. Remember, I'm mad at the Emperor myself. He
If you
abandoned
want
me
to help,
as a pup.
get back and die, you scum!
I don't have any incentive to help the Emperor. Oops, I put an extra arrow into him
This
accidentally.
one's mine.
They're all yours.
Lord, burn the dragon fires!
Okay, so we did this for 15 minutes. You get the
Oblivion
point.
take you.
The blades are lying about what they're here to do. The Emperor says he came here to die. And yet he brings blades along, which gets them killed, because now Glenroy's dead as well. So Captain Renault, we started with 3 blades and 1 Emperor. Then Captain Renault died off. So that's 2 blades and 1 Emperor. Now Glenroy has unfortunately passed from this existence. So now 1 Emperor and 1 Blade and 1 beautiful black woman. 1 Redguard Mage, who's level 1. And the reason she's level 1, just so you understand, is because I have slow leveling mods in, which I adore. The game leveled too easily. The vanilla version. We call it vanilla if it's not running any mods. And the vanilla version, as far as I'm concerned, just leveled way too easily. His blood for the Empire. Remember that.
Take them down.
There's more to this than you've thought about before. Like, look at how white the Emperor is. And yet, look at how black his daughter is. So, at least at one point in his life, about 22 years ago, he had a thing for black women, or at least tried with a black woman, and it resulted in my birth. And you notice he's brought Boris in here knowing that he, the Emperor, is going to die. He's already talked about his death. He's droned on and on and on about it. So he knows all of this danger. And who's the only ones that survive this? I can go no further.
You alone must stand against the Prince of Destruction and his mortal servants.
You mean Boris?
You must not have the Amulet of Kings.
Boris,
take
you
the
talking
amulet,
about?
Give it to Joffrey. He alone knows where to find my last son.
Well, why?
Find him and close shut the jaws of Oblivion.
I've never been able to close shut the flaws of Oblivion.
Stranger, you chose a bad day to take up with the calls of the Scepters.
No.
So, who are the survivors here? The black man and the black woman. And, by the way, my mother would have to be extremely black, blacker than me, because you saw how white the Emperor is. He's pasty white. So for me to have this beautiful black skin, this dark, must mean my mother was several shades darker than me to overcome all that white DNA that the Emperor placed inside her when she was a prostitute. So, obviously, as the Emperor's daughter, we can take the things on him. They are ours now.
We failed.
You failed.
I failed.
Yeah.
The Blades are sworn to protect the Emperor. Now he and all his heirs are dead.
Probably because of the
amulet.
eyeliner.
Where's the Amulet of
you're wearing.
Kings? It wasn't on the Emperor's body.
Never saw it. I don't know what you're talking about, Amulet of Kings. The red crown really is what determines who the Emperor is. So I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. I have it. The Emperor gave it to me. I say the Emperor gave it to me.
Strange. He saw something in you.
Yeah, his DNA.
Trusted you. They say it's the dragon blood that flows through the veins of every septim. They see more than lesser men. The amulet of kings is a sacred symbol of the
No,
Empire.
that's the Red Dragon
Most
crown.
people think of the Red Dragon crown, but that's just jewelry.
Oh, okay.
The amulet has power. Only a true heir of the blood can wear it, they say. He
Well,
must
I
have
should
given
put
it
it
to you
on.
for a reason. Did he say why?
Yeah. Haven't you been listening? I'm his daughter, okay? I'm going to be the Empress. There's something strange going on with the lighting in here. He also, said I should take it to Jeffrey.
Joffrey?
Jeffrey.
He said that? Why?
No, he said Jeffrey. Well, despite that terrible wig he was wearing, and the fact that he's obviously bald, there is another hair.
Nothing I ever heard about. But Joffrey would be the one
Jeffrey.
to know. He's the Grand Master of my order.
Jeffrey.
Although you may not think so to meet him, he lives quietly as a monk at Waynon Priory, near the city of Coral.
Near the city of Coral, challenging the eye, is a priory known as Waynon. We'll go there to die. How do I get there?
First, you need to get out of here. Through that door must be the entrance to the sewers, past the locked gate.
Locked
That's where
gate.
we were heading. It's a secret way out of the Imperial City. Or it was supposed to be secret. Here,
Well, I won't
you'll
tell
need
anyone.
this key for the last door into the sewers.
Notice he's just given me a key, and he's mentioned the locked gate. He's giving me a clue. But he also has mentioned the sewers. The sewers?
There are rats and goblins down there. But from what I've seen of you, I'm guessing you're an experienced sorcerer. Am I right?
You could not be more wrong. You must now choose your class. The major skills of your class will start higher than your other skills and will be easier to increase. So we're going to create a custom class. We always create the same custom class, by the way. And what's interesting about that is it doesn't save the custom class that we create. I mean, it uses it for this whole playthrough of this one character. But once I start another character, this class will not exist again. I would have to start all over again. Now, like I said, we rely on personality and luck. So we're going to get a 5 point bonus to personality and luck. Those are our favored attributes. Now, obviously, as you've seen, we use destruction spells. So we're going to have that as part of our class. And I will explain this class to you in a moment, but let's get what it needs. And we need restoration. We're mages, and so that's how we heal. Mysticism affects your ability to cast spells and absorb magic. Reflecting damage, dispel, move objects, sense life, reveal paths, and bind souls. So we're going to go with mysticism. And alchemy. Now, I told you we'd specialize in light armor, mercantile, speechcraft, sneak. Oh, wow. I must have picked something extra that I don't usually pick. So, we're going to have to work harder on our sneak and marksmanship, by the way, because we don't get them in this. Usually we do. So look at this picture now. You got an old man with a long flowing white beard. A white man, of course. In this game, white people are better than black people. I'm not saying better to play. I'm saying the game is choosing these things. But look at what an idiot this guy is. He's wearing long flowing robes and a cape and everything, and then he's got fire in his hand. That fire could easily set this cape on a flame, you know, especially if he's using it in the throes of a battle. Or he could set the beard on fire accidentally, and then the beard would just be gone and the fire would come right into his face. So he's a silly person to do that. Now, let me explain the coward class so you understand how we're going to fight and how we're going to go through the game. In most of these games, you're the hero. In Skyrim, you're the Dragonborn. Or are you? We'll talk about that later. But they tell you you're the Dragonborn. In this one, you're the only one that can do these things. You notice Boris doesn't take the Amulet of Kings and take it to Jeffrey himself. He has us do it, even though we've just met. Where'd we meet? We met in my prison cell. So if he believes in justice, he's got to think there's a reason I was in that cell, that I'm some kind of a bad person or something. But he tells me to go take the amulet at Melakim to Joffrey. He calls him Joffrey, even though we know his name is Jeffrey. Almost everybody in this game mispronounces things. Like Shadenhall, for instance. There's a town, you're going to see it if this play goes long enough, a town called Shadenhall, but other people call it Chadenhall. Other people in the game call it Chadenhall. They don't know how to pronounce Shadenhall, or they don't know how to pronounce the CH, I should say. But there's a town called Coral, which starts with a CH. Nobody ever calls it Shoral or Choral. It's always Coral. So there's inconsistencies in pronunciation. Sometimes even the same character, you will see, pronounces it differently. I think the reason is the voice lines were originally recorded on different days. And people just didn't remember how they had pronounced things the time before. They didn't go over the lines that they had recorded before, would be my guess. Now, because you're the hero, in most of these games you'll take a sword, a dagger, a war axe or something like that, and just beat on your opponent, going toe-to-toe with them. I'm saying we are not anything special here, and the game is going to show us we're not anything special. So this isn't just my wild-eyed conspiracy theory. It doesn't. On the one hand, it tells you you're the hero and you got to do all of this stuff. And on the other hand, there's all sorts of clues that you're not the hero. And this happens throughout the game. That's what this series is about, just so you understand. What they say to you is different than what you find just by interacting with the world, looking at objects, reading books, and all of that. There's two different contradictory stories going on at this time. So because you're a coward, you've never been in combat before, in the coward class, you stay as far away from your enemies as possible. Think about it. If they've got a war axe that they could split your skull open with, last thing you want to do is go toe-to-toe with them. So what a coward does is a coward avoids combat whenever possible, and if they get into combat, they stay as far from their opponent as possible, and then they lob things at them from a distance, like fireballs, ice spikes, things like that. And if they run out of Magicka, then they use the bow and arrow. Again, lobbing things at people. The most important thing about the coward class is you're not a hero, you're a coward. and you do everything you can to stay as far away from your opponent as possible. So we will continue with the coward class. Create coward class? Yes, I already did create it. So now you're asking me a second time, and now I have to choose it. And they asked me a third time. Are you sure you want to select the class coward? I'm thinking, why does it keep questioning my decisions? I almost expected to say, have you prayed about this decision?
I wasn't far off. In any case, rats and goblins won't give you any trouble.
Now, there's a chance that he didn't know I was going to be in that cell, which means I was a surprise to him. I'm a wild card, and now he has to deal with it. So I think he's sending me into the sewers for me to be killed. Remember, I'm the only witness to his chicanery, and you're going to see more evidence of his chicanery in the next few minutes. After the sewers, then what?
You must get the amulet to Joffrey.
Jeffrey.
Take no chances, but proceed to Wayne Priory immediately. Got it?
I'm sorry, did you say something?
Take it easy. You'll be fine. I know this is a lot to take in all at once.
Well,
no one's more surprised than me that I'm sending an escaped prisoner off with the Amulet of Kings.
And you helped me
But the
escape.
Emperor trusted you for a reason, and I trust the Emperor. The Amulet of Kings must get to Joffrey at Wayne Priory.
Jeffrey.
He'll know what to do with it. Joffrey should know how to
Jeffrey.
find the heir the Emperor spoke of.
I'm the heir.
Amulet must reach Emperor Uriel's heir, so a new Emperor can be crowned.
It already has reached his heir. I'm the heir. I know the Empire might not be ready for a black woman to lead it, but that's what you got. I'm the heir. What about you? What will you do?
I'll stay here to guard the Emperor's body and make
Why?
sure no one follows
You're a
you.
terrible guard.
You'd better get moving. May Talos guide you. By the way, thanks for recovering my comrades' swords. I'll see that they are given a place of honor in the halls of the Blades.
Blades. So, notice those bodies are still jiggling in the background over there. All those dead people. So, he's going to stay and guard the Emperor's body rather than going with me and guard me. It's clear he wants me dead. I mean, he can't do anything for the Emperor's body right now. The Emperor is dead. If he really cared about getting the amulet Melakim to the right hands, he would take it there, or he'd go there with me and make sure I do it. I mean, I'm a stranger to him. How does he know I won't just take it to a merchant, pocket the money, and go my own way? He doesn't. Oops. That assassin disappeared. Now, this is where the plot sickens. I'm going to show you something I just learned a few weeks ago, and it will blow your feeble mind. But first, let me take 3 weak potions of healing and a weak potion of respite from this chest. Now over here is a door. Presumably this is the door that he gave us the key to. But watch this. Yep, Boris had the key to this gate the whole time, which means he didn't have to put the Emperor in that room where the Emperor got himself killed. Which means Boris wasn't protecting the Emperor at all. He wanted the Emperor dead for some reason or another. Boris caused the Emperor's death. This is the only way for me to know how many assassins we killed. By looting the bodies and then counting the Mythic Dawn robes. So now you see why Boris presents it as a mystery. Even though he has all the evidence, he presents it as a mystery. Who would want the Emperor dead, you know? And all of that. When he absolutely knows who's behind this. Now there are so many bodies here, I don't know if I can loot them all, just because some are lying on top of the others. I don't think you can pick them up and spell out things with their bodies, but that would be cool. When we get to that bottleneck in the hall, it's going to be harder to strip the bodies. Now, luckily, they're all wearing underwear, so that we don't see something on the YouTube that YouTube might not allow, which would be in-game nudity. Now we're getting to the mountain of dead bodies as they quiver beneath me. Which is weird. Dead bodies do not quiver, so even though they're letting me take their robes, they're obviously still alive. So now you know. Boris had the key to the side gate all the time. He could have saved the Emperor and he chose not to do it. There might be more bodies underneath. Yeah, see, it's hard to get at some of these bodies because they fell on top of each other. I think there are some underneath that might still have their robes on. So now, as your mind is blown by what you've just learned, that Boris had the Emperor killed, here's something new on the scene. You open the door with Boris's key. Oh, in my latest gameplays, a second Emperor shows up. And that's why I talked about we started with one Emperor and 3 blades, and then we got down to 1 Emperor and 1 blade, and then just 1 blade, which is Boris. Now, normally, in the original, when you would come out here, you'd get a bunch of pop-ups, things like, you're the heir to such and such estate, go repair the orrery, there's a castle under siege, and all these things just, you know, showing up message after message in your face. They got rid of that. All of that content still exists in this game. They just got rid of the pop-ups for it so that things would happen more immersively, more organically, right here on your favorite YouTube channel. The poorly aging, sarcastic, PC, witty gamer channel, where you're falling in love in stereo. Didn't I kill somebody over here? Oh, there he is. So it's likely that Boris knew about these rats and goblins and sent us into the sewer to be killed, since we're the last witness of his chicanery. But as you see, that didn't work because we're more proficient at what we do than he is. So now for the rest of the game, Boris will pretend to be your ally while he's really trying to get you killed off because you're the last witness to his crimes. So this game was never what you thought it was. Where'd the rat's body go? Oh, it fell behind me for some reason. You'd think when you get a projectile to the front, it would drive you back. And in that case, see, it drove that rat back. So the physics are not consistent. And that gate in front of us will be the end of the tutorial. Now, it's not that there won't be other tutorial messages that pop up. In fact, some of them are going to pop up really soon. It's just the tutorial proper takes place in this dungeon. Once you exit this dungeon, you are no longer in the tutorial. You are in the world of Tamriel. So let's review. I am your poorly aged, sarcastic, PC, witty gamer. I am playing as Syria al-Serene, who is a Redguard, beautiful black woman in light armor. She's born under the birth sign of the Mage. She's of the coward class, which means she doesn't go toe-to-toe with opponents and bash them with blunt objects and things like that. She stays as far away from them as she can and hurls things at them. These are the attributes that she will have when leaving the tutorial. Strength 50, Intelligence 40. Now remember, Intelligence determines your maximum magicka, allowing you to cast more powerful spells. Willpower 30. Willpower determines how quickly you regenerate magicka. So this one's very important to us. We need to get our willpower much higher. It greatly increases your maximum fatigue. Agility affects, willpower 30, agility 40. Agility affects the amount of damage you deal with daggers, short swords, and bows. Slightly increases your maximum fatigue and defines how quickly you regenerate fatigue. So we need agility because we're actually not that skilled with the bow, and when our magicka is gone, we need something to throw at these people, and so we'll probably use arrows for that. Her speed is 40. It determines how fast you move, obviously. Her endurance is 50. So strength and endurance are her highest attributes here. I think it's because she's a Redguard. Redguards are warriors and things like that. So endurance greatly increases your maximum health and defines how quickly you regenerate health out of combat. So we're going over these again because this will probably be the start of episode 2 of season 4 of this beloved podcast. Personality affects how much people like you, leading to much better information gathering and better trade deals. Now this is where it becomes a role-playing game. I, as a person who is not liked by people, can role-play somebody that can eventually be liked by people. But as you see, right now, this attribute for her is at 35. So the only attribute she has lower is willpower. And then there's Rots of Ruck. It is our highest attribute. It affects all our skills, having an effect on everything I do. And it's at 55. Our alchemy is 30. Our destruction is 30. Our mysticism is 30. Our restoration is 32. Our light armor is 30. Our mercantile is 30. And our speechcraft is 25. Oh yeah, there is destruction there. Okay. Then our armor is just 5. Our athletics are 15. Our blade is 15. We almost never use blade. Our block is 5. As you can see, we've never used that. Our blunt is 15. Our hand-to-hand is 5. Our heavy armor is 10. That's because she's a Redguard, because there's nothing in the coward class that would give you better heavy armor skills. Our alteration is 10. We've never used it, but this must be because she's a mage. Our conjuration is 10. Our illusion is 10. Acrobatics 5. Marksman 5. Now this is a real problem because when that Magica pool is gone, she's going to need her bow and arrow. And right now her skills with that aren't very good. Now, security 5. Sneak. This is also a huge problem. As you will see, she sneaks around a lot. And the reason why is there's quests that are more entertaining or more challenging or whatever if you sneak through them. So we need to get our sneak at 100, but it's starting at just 6. So that's going to be an uphill battle. She's not a member of any factions. And we are ready to go. This is the Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion Remastered, and we are exiting the tutorial sewers. I hope we are anyway. There we go. So now we're out in the real world. It looks beautiful. And we're going to do the first things that we do post-tutorial. The red arrow on your compass. By the way, this was very poorly timed. Not by me, but by the game. Because you notice we're in a battle right now. But instead of it letting us just fight the battle, win or lose, it puts up an unbattle-related tutorial. The red arrow on your compass shows the direction of Wayne and Priory. You could walk there by following your compass, or open your world map to travel there directly and crash to the desktop. Or you can set off in any direction and begin exploring the world on your own. Rots of Ruck. Well, we'll see if we can do that. If this critter kills us, we actually can't do anything. Because unlike the zombies in the game, we can't do anything if we're dead. Where'd it go? Is that the thing in the water? It is not. Okay. Oh. No, we've also got crabs. It's probably from living in that bordello where the Emperor originally met our mother. Did we kill that thing that was coming after us? That land drag or whatever? I can't tell whether this thing is alive or not. Oh, we did kill it. Okay, fine. I think we should kill our enemies. We are definitely having problems with crabs. And there's an imp. It's interesting, you know, that they put up so many different enemy types right at the beginning. It's nice to kind of show you what you're going to face out there in the world. But remember, there's only a certain number of enemy types. So if there's 14 in the game, and I'm not saying that's the real number, I'm just picking a number. If there's 14 in the game and 10 of them attack you right when you come out of the sewers, well then those types are not going to be a surprise to you later on, at least not as types. So you want to have an exciting beginning to your adventures, but obviously you don't want to reveal all the secrets from the beginning. I mean, we do know the big secrets, so I'm not really anybody special in this game. I mean, I'm the daughter of the Emperor, but he's never acknowledged me. You saw how he ignored everything I said about being his daughter. He wasn't deaf. He was an old man, but he wasn't dead. He has selective hearing. For some reason, the old white guy had a problem acknowledging that he had sex with a prostitute who was my mother and that I exist. I've recovered a sprig of Nirnroot. A plant ingredient this unusual must have value. Perhaps I should bring it to an alchemist and find out a little more about it. An alchemist can be found in almost every city in Cyrodiil. Happy Morndis. It's 8:06 a.m. Now that tutorial was right. We can go off in any direction and do anything, even if it crashes the system to the desktop. We do not have to go to Jeffrey right now, and I don't plan to. And it's not because I don't like the main quest. I do like the main quest, and that's in fact the reason. Most of the world levels with you, meaning you will get higher level enemies based on your own level in the game. And that makes the main quest more exciting if you level up first before taking it off. But there is one part of the main quest that has so many enemies that if you wait to level up, you're going to constantly be killed by them. And that would be during the Siege of Kavach. But I have learned through experimentation, you can actually do the Siege of Kavach and close the Oblivion Gate and all of that, all without delivering the amulet Melakim to Jeffrey. And I intend to do just that, to prove that what I'm saying is true, but also to get better gameplay by doing the Siege of Kavach early on and then the main quest later. I'm just checking to see if there's any more critters that need killing before I move on. And the last time we played, I got to the Bloated Float, which is a boat in the Imperial City Water District, and I could not get through the door. It just kept crashing the desktop every time I attempted it. I'm telling you this because that's one of the tests I'm going to do early on here. Can I get into the Bloated Float or not? I think this critter was added by a mod. Quit floating away from me. Have you ever noticed that Anakin Skywalker is white and he's a good guy, but Darth Vader is black, played by a black person, and is the bad guy? Because I've noticed. Or how about King Kong? Big, hairy black man. What does he want out of the world? All he wants is a blonde woman. Fay Ray in some versions. And the people are so opposed to this relationship, this love between a black woman and, I mean, a white girl, a blonde, and a black man, that in every version of King Kong, they just hunt him down, they send planes after him, they shoot at him, and all of that. These are the types of things I think about when I'm thinking at all. Put down your bow. Yeah, it's not going to do you much good anyway. Now, it is my intention... Oh, we were going to... Let's look at our inventory real quick. So we got things we want to sell off. Mainly all these blade weapons and things like that, because that's not what we use in the game. I wonder if I could wear it. I can wear the Emperor's robe. Wow. Oh, we killed 75 Mythic Dawn agents. So again, we could have done it to 400. I've done it to more than 400 before. I think about 425 is my... By the way, I never noticed this before. I don't have... So look at that. An Amulet of Queens. Is it because I'm a chick? That's funny. Do I have the Amulet of Kings as well? Because there I am wearing the amulet. Oh, that's pretty. I look much better in his robes than he does. Now I'm confused. But let's read this letter first. I've received a letter from a Fighters Guild hopeful, a warrior named Juna, who is looking for employment. If I want to recruit her, I can find her at the Bloated Float Tavern in the waterfront district of the Imperial City. I just can't go in the Bloated Float, or I will crash to the desktop. Well, it's nice of it to be that honest. Are you looking for a traveling companion? Need a tough warrior gal to watch your back? Well, look no more, because I'm here. My name is Juna, and I'm looking to build experience before I join the Fighters Guild. But don't think I'm new to adventuring or anything. For a modest sum of money, oh, I'm out. Modest sum of money. I can be a great teammate. Teammate is usually one word, by the way. Want someone to kill bad guys for you? No problem. Keep you stocked up on the lockpicks and such? My specialty. Get you in the scoop on whatever's happening in town? Say no more. I know the latest rumors almost before the townspeople do. Whatever you need, you can't get better than Juna. Anyway, I hope that the Khajiit I paid will get copies of this letter to the right people, and that I didn't just get scammed out of 50 septims. If you're reading this, come find me at the Bloated Float in the Imperial City waterfront, where I can crash you to the desktop. Hopefully, you'll get there before I run out of money for room and board, and Ormil kicks me out. Because that wouldn't be fun at all. See you soon. I hope, Juna. Now, we are going to try and get to her. That's why I opened this this inventory in the first place. I don't see the Amulet of Kings. Let's look again. So I think what they did, of course, I don't know what category it'd be under. That's why I keep looking through all the categories. But, oh, it could be, yeah, I see the Amulet of Queens. I think they just made the Amulet of Kings into the Amulet of Queens. But by the way, if this doesn't prove that I'm the Emperor's heir, nothing would. Because remember, Joffrey said that the amulet can only be worn by a true septim. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is evidence I am a true septim. But I'm just checking. Yeah, I don't see an amulet of kings at all. I am the true septim. You may bow at my feet. The Emperor was wearing 2 pairs of shoes? That's weird. Well, the Emperor was a strange guy. Rest his soul and all. I've never seen this before. Whoa. What is that? Oh, okay. It doesn't... I get it. The robes don't actually look proper in first person. Yeah, I can't wear it. Hopefully I can still wear the amulet of queens when I switch back to leather armor. Thank you for wearing a bra. I think I'm still wearing the amulet. We will double check. Yep, I'm still wearing it. Good. Well, that was fun to find out. The Amulet of Queens. I have no idea, by the way, what mod did that or anything like that. Again, the mod descriptions that I've seen for this game aren't as comprehensive as they were for other games. And when you start getting hooked on mods, you know, you might read 300 mod descriptions in one sitting. So that makes you more likely to ignore details anyway. Now, when I'm a Khajiit, I can swim underwater. I don't have to hold my breath or anything. I just have natural water breathing. Because I'm not playing that race right now, I'm at Redguard. I have to watch how long my head is underneath the water so that I don't die fatally. We're going towards the Imperial City, which could be a huge mistake. I'd like to go in without fast travel or anything. You know, just go into the Imperial City, find the waterfront district, and all of that. I don't know whether I'll be able to. Remember, I don't have any evidence, even given all the mods. So, my bad, I said the word C-R-A-S-H, and it did that. I'm still glad I did this playthrough, though, because I've never seen the Amulet of Queens before. So I'm going to try and fast travel to where the float is, which will probably crash the game, but I'm going to try it because I smell Season 5 coming on, meaning that I'm going to have to create a new character. Now, since I got 2 crashes already with this new character, if it keeps crashing, by the way, I've removed more mods, and I know you're not supposed to add or remove mods during a gameplay, but remember, it was already crashing. So if it crashes again, I will probably go on to Season 5, which means a new character, fewer mods, and all of that till we get this right. So cross your fingers, your tails, whatever helps you get luck. You know, for someone with such a high luck attribute, you would think she wouldn't be crashing to the desktop all the time. It doesn't seem lucky. Unless that luck is bad luck, it doesn't seem very lucky to be crashing to the desktop continually. We're going to the float because I would like to have a companion when I tackle the whole Kvatch thing. So let me save this and then we will try getting inside. Now, if this crashes, I just want to be clear, if this crashes to the desktop, I might try it a couple more times, but once I give up on it, then I'm going to have to create a new character and I'll remove more mods and things like that. I just got rid of Ultimate Dialogue Overhaul and a few other mods to hopefully make this game more stable. Well, it did crash to the desktop trying to get into the loaded float in.